We continue our team coverage of the coronavirus outbreak with a look at Wall Street right now. The Dow opened sharply lower this morning, and that was down more than 2,000 points. Trading was halted for about 15 minutes. Right now, as you can see, it is down about 1,670 points. Joining us now is Joel Johnson, a certified financial planner and managing partner at Johnson and Brunetti. Joel, what should people be doing right now as they see these dramatic drops?
Well, the first thing, Kara, is they need to fight the impulse to change something immediately. They need to just slow down, take a few deep breaths, and think about, where are my finances? Where am I going? What am I really saving for? If somebody's saving for retirement, remember, if you're 60 right now and you're going to retire in 5 years, you're saving that money for 30 and 40 years out, because you're not going to spend it all at once. So putting things in perspective, number one, is the most important thing that people can do. Again, assess if you have a financial plan. Maybe you should be re-looking at that financial plan. Does it make sense? But try to fight the impulse of making a snap decision. Doesn't mean the market's not going to go lower, but fight that impulse of making a snap decision. We're almost always wrong when we do that. And now if you get out, you have to be right twice, because you have to know when to go back in, and you could be locking in losses. So I'm not saying don't sell, but make sure it's done with good education, with somebody by your side to coach you before you make a decision that could cost you a lot of money in the future.
Is a bright spot that the Fed cut interest rates? Does that help people perhaps who are trying to buy a home?
It does. It's going to help people that are trying to buy a home. It's going to help small businesses that want to borrow money, that need to finance their operations by borrowing money. And it's going to help huge businesses, because remember, banks and brokerage firms, they need liquidity in the system. So when the Fed says, we're going to put a bunch of liquidity in the system, we're going to let you borrow it at very low rates, that helps grease the system, if you will, so we don't have a seizing up of the financial markets, meaning the ability to borrow from other institutions. That doesn't seize up like it did in 2008.
All right, Joel Johnson, thank you so much for joining us from our Eyewitness Newsroom as we monitor this ever-changing situation.
Thanks, Kara.